Phil Lindsay here with Peep Magazine, and we're here at Job's Boxing Gym at Benwell, and here with Kerry Haley. She's going to be having her first pro fight on February the 26th.
Yeah.
Tell me, first of all, who are you fighting? And then we'll have a look at your backstory in terms of where you've been and where you want to go. But let's look at your fight on the 26th. What's this?
Yeah, the fight on the 26th is against a Hungarian boxer called Claudia V. She's very experienced, comes to win, comes to fight. And I'm really looking forward to it.
So your first fight as a pro, what's your background in terms of preparation to get you to this point?
I started off around about 6.5 years ago on the charity scene. A lot of people aren't a fan of it, but that's why I'm here today. Unfortunately, I lost my mum to breast cancer. Been coming up 9 years, seeing that it was for cancer research, signed up for it and never looked back, really.
Sometimes it's twists of fate. Sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, my brother died of cancer as well, so it's one of the most awful things possible. But it's part of life, and it's like my mum died about 6 years ago now, and it's like it's the toughest thing you can go through. But you start a new chapter, and you have to keep going, and it's. I suppose boxing to a certain degree it's been that emotional support for you that you can actually invest yourself into and something feel positive about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always been a gym goer. I've always enjoyed my training, but boxing's just that little bit more. Just gives you that little bit more grit and it gets your anger out as well as that. And I suppose
I can do with some of that.
Well.
Yeah. So let's go back. So you got your first white collar fight. So your first one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you wouldn't have expected to get where you are now and where you're going, but your first fight, how was that experience? Because it's a story that, in boxing circles, a lot of people don't hear about those sort of things early doors. That your first...
Yeah.
What was your first experience like?
Well, as you can imagine, I was really nervous. It's the crowd, you're walking out. It's something I've never ever experienced before. But all of the training... And it just showed in the ring. Once I stepped through the ring, it was like a weight off my shoulders. The bell rang and away I went.
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose, obviously, if you've always been a bit of a gym rat where you've always been fit, it'll put you in a good situation for when you're in there. I was just interviewing Matt before, and I was just saying, a boxing ring, if you're not fully fit, is the loneliest place you can be when somebody's coming and smacking you in the head and smacking you in the body, and it's like, I'm running out of gas here, and it's like you've got nobody to help you whatsoever.
It's one of the sports as well. I used to play football at a younger age, swim, but when I found boxing, like you say, the fitness-wise, nothing compares to how fit you've got to be. And like you say, a minute can be like a week in the boxing ring if you're not fit and you haven't trained hard enough.
So you had those white collar fights, and you say you moved on to the amateurs.
Yeah.
So what was your amateur background? Was it here at Job's gym? Or?
No, my amateur background was at Horton Boxing Gym.
Yeah.
My coach Neil Martin, who was doing a little bit behind the scenes at the charity boxing events, helping coach and stuff. Seen something in us and asked us. He planted the seed about going to the amateurs. So he was stuck with us from that point on. A lot of patience, dedication on both behalves, and managed to have a really good first amateur season. Silver medals, development championship silver medalist, Winter Box Cup silver medalist, and done really well.
So you've obviously got something there to build on. We were just talking off camera before, and I was just saying in terms of with the women's boxing, it's an exciting time. But at the same point, it's still not as fully developed in terms of numbers as the men's boxing, because it hasn't really been going as long at that sort of level. So the opportunities are generally coming a lot quicker. Maybe you're getting fighters in their 6th, 7th fight, fighting for big titles. What's your ambitions? Obviously, you've got to start from scratch again. Yeah. But what are your ambitions coming into the pros?
Eventually to get my pro debut out the way. I've had 2 previous ones cancelled, so this one I'm really looking forward to. I'm matched, I'm ready to go. My weight's coming down, my training's good, and getting as far as I can with like I did in the amateurs. I'm always in the gym. You don't have to tell us to run, you don't have to tell us to train. I'm there when I need to be, and I'm just wanting to go as far as I can with it. And like you say, you can progress a little bit quicker because there isn't that many females about in the sport, but that's changing. There's a lot of amateurs, good amateurs, elite amateurs that's turning over in all weight categories, so it's really exciting times.
What weight category are you looking to be at?
I'm fighting in the welterweight category and super welter, so I'm going to try and stay between them and see how I get on there.
Well, that's one of the things we're coming down to Joe's Boxing Gym. You've got a lot of fighters starting their pro careers here, and there'll be different journeys, ups and downs, and you get different fighters will reach different levels in terms of their pinnacle, and it's just that unknown factor of knowing where yours is going to be. You don't know yet. You've had people who turn over pro, I want to be a world champion, and things don't always work out. You've had other guys turn over, I just want to see, and they turn out to a world champion. You just don't know where the future's going to go, but it's exciting times. But Kerry Haley,
thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you. Watch out, pro debut February 26th, we'll be there.
Thank you
can
much.
watch it back afterwards as well. Kerry Haley, thank you very much, darling.
Thanks.